Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Tori. This is my channel, Tori Moves. Today we're going to be going over a quick full body reformer flow. We're going to stay on the same spring the whole time and we're going to work our way in a circle around the reformer. There is a lot of kneeling, so if your knees are sensitive, you might want to grab a knee pad or some cushion. You can fold up a yoga mat to use underneath you. I'm using a balanced body reformer. This is an Allegro 2, and I'm using one blue spring, which is a medium spring if you're using a different type of reformer. And we're going to get started with just a little core warm-up. So we're going to be kneeling with our hands on this foot plate here. And your fingers are going to be spread nice and wide. My feet line up kind of against the shoulder blocks. And I'm going to think of this as like a cat and a cow from yoga. So I'm going to inhale, kind of let my belly drop, stretch my tailbone away from my rib cage, and then exhale, push the floor, or I guess the reformer away from me. Exhale, chin towards the chest, lengthen through the back of your neck, breathe into the spaces between your vertebrae. Inhale and drop, pull your ribs forward as you push the hips back, and exhale, round. One more time, noticing if your hips are shifting from side to side or if you're pushing into one hand more than the other. Then we'll come back to a neutral type of position here and really watch your head and your neck position. We're going to start to slide the knees back a little bit away from you and then exhale, pull underneath, trying to really connect to your lower abdominals and connect your breathing with your movement. Exhale as you pull the knees back in underneath you, and my rib cage and my shoulders are trying to stay in the same place. So as my knees are going back, I'm staying lifted through the upper half of my body. And this continues through my neck, my chin staying slightly tucked in towards my throat. Okay. The next time that your knees go back, we're going to hold it there. And you're going to stay lifted through your hips now as you push through your arms, extending at the shoulder. I guess it's flexing at your shoulders, opening the shoulder joint up, reaching long. So I'm staying held through my core, and I'm thinking of just my arm bone moving inside of the socket. So your rib cage stays anchored in place, pulling with my upper abdominals. Okay, we're going to come back in. I'll walk my knees in just the teeny tiniest bit closer so I can push down into my palms, tuck my toes and lift my knees up to slide out, and then slide and come back in. Now if this feels not okay for you, set your knees back down onto the reformer and continue moving just as we were. Okay, next time I'm going to hold it out here. I'm going to walk my toes up the carriage. I have my nice grippy socks on to help me keep hold here as I stretch the spring. And then walk my toes back down the carriage. Okay, when I get to the bottom here, I'm going to just do 5 times. I'm going to point and flex through my feet. 5, 4, trying to get my little pinky toes to connect to the mat. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do that one more time. So let's walk our toes up the plank here. Keep going. And then walk it back down. My core is already on fire. I'm already sweating. And then here we are. Okay, we're at the bottom 5 times. Push back and in and back and in and 3. Feel like you're grabbing with your toes, and 2 and 1. Bend my knees, bring it back in. Whew. Okay. Shake it out through your hands. We're going to turn. So I'm turning to my left side, so that way I'm facing to you guys for the first time around here. We're going into a high kneeling position. I'm going to line myself up right against my shoulder blocks here, grounding into both of the legs equally. I'm going to grab the longer loop. I'm going to reach my arms out and away from myself, and then press and turn towards the foot bar, and then back to center, and let this strap pull you a little bit in the other direction. So my ultimate goal is to keep my hips neutral as I let my rib cage twist. And I'm trying to push into both knees and both shins equally and feel like I'm pulling up through my legs just as much as I'm pushing away. Okay. One more time. And then back to the middle here. So I'm going to take my hand. I'm going to grab onto the longer length loop, but you can feel free to grab the shorter length loop if you're feeling really strong on this side. And I want to think of like my two collarbones and my rib cage staying in the same place. And then it's almost like a back serve for tennis, or I think about like if you were about to slap someone with the back of your hand. It's probably not the nicest way to put it, but you're hinging from this shoulder joint. So all of this stays the same, locked through my whole arm, and I'm just rotating open. And you should be able to feel those little stabilizing muscles through the outside of your arm. Your neck is long. 2 and 1. Okay. Now I'm going to take this loop and I'm going to put it over my opposite elbow. So I turn to my left. I'm putting this over my left elbow, and I'm taking my hands behind my head. And you're going to dip your right elbow down towards the floor and then back up and dip it over and back up. Let's do 2 more. Down and lift. I want to feel like I'm slowing down even as I'm coming up and down and lift. Pause here. Push your head back into your hands. Reach your elbows wide and then twist towards your foot bar. Slowly bring it back and feel like you get taller each time you rotate. You turn and then back to center. 2 more times. Twist and center. And again, twist and center. Nice. Let's hang this up. Okay. This is total body. So right now we've mostly focused on like the upper half of our torso. We're going to come down onto our forearm. You could also lie completely on your side if that's more comfortable, having your head rest onto like a ball or a block, or just the head rest up. I'm going to take my strap and then put the longer loop of my strap over my right foot. So I'm laying on my left side. My right leg is going to be out in front of me. Now I'm going to check my hips here and make sure that they're stacked over each other, and make sure that I keep pushing the floor away so I stay active through this arm and my shoulder doesn't tip forward but stays pulled back in towards my spine. Your other hand can be on your hip, on the carriage, wherever works. Okay, so I'm active, I'm reaching away. I'm going to push my foot down towards the foot bar and slowly let it come back up. Let's do that 4 more times. So the work through your glute happens at the bottom here. Push away and slowly let it come back. We have 3. Good. And I guess you can inhale as you're pressing out long and exhale as your leg comes back towards you. And 2. But just remember to breathe, honestly. Whatever gets you there. Don't stop breathing. That would be very, very bad. I can't save you through the screen. I wish I had that ability. That would be super awesome. Okay, we're going to bend and stretch here. So exhale as your knee bends in towards your body, and then push away. And then bend and press. 2 more times. You want to go nice and slow. If you go too fast, the spring is just way too light. You're not going to feel it. Okay. We're going to go back to that straight leg. Let your leg sweep forward out in front of you. We're going to go into a little bicycle. We're just going to do 3 times each way. So I'm keeping my femur in the same place. Pull my heel towards my butt. Push away. And then sweep out and forward. Whew. And then bend. Push out and away. And then sweep out and forward. 1 more time. Bend. Push out and away. And try and pull it behind you. And then sweep out and forward. Okay, we're going to reverse it now. So you're going to press it down. You're going to bend it as it comes back in. 2 more times just like that. Now watch your hips. Keep pushing into the carriage. Bend it in. Extend your leg. Keep your femur in place. We just have 1 more time. You can do it. And bring it in. Okay, we do have one final thing here. I know I already feel the outside of my hip. You probably do too. It's okay. We got this. We're going to turn our leg out. We're going to reach it up towards the ceiling, down, around. Woo, that's a struggle bus. Okay, 2 more times. You can do it. Sweep, circle. 1 more time. Sweep, circle. Oh, gosh. Okay, take a deep breath. Pause for a moment. Compose yourself. Push through your left arm. We're going to reverse it. We're going to sweep down, around, out, and up. Down, around, out, up towards the ceiling. Don't let the strap hit you in the face. Good. Remember, you are stronger than 1 little tiny spring, okay? Push through your leg. Lift it up. Reach. Okay. let's take this guy off. Going back to our upper body. So we're going to be kind of thinking of this as like recentering ourselves. So we're going to take our knees forward towards the shoulder blocks. We're going to push our hands down into the frame. And I like to think about pushing through my upper body so I can pull through my lower body and kind of curl it in underneath. Pause for a second at the top and then slowly release. Deep breath in. Exhale, press down. Curl in and slowly release. Let's do 3 and 2. Keeping my neck long. And 1. Okay. I'm going to let the carriage park. I'm going to take both hands over to my right side. Press here, push through my left knee, and then pull. So I'm getting a little bit more into the obliques. Let's do 4 and 3. Exhale as you push in. Push down through your arms. Pull up. Navel hugs into spine. 1. Okay. Other side. Your hands go over to the left. Push down. Pull through your left shoulder towards the hip. Engage through your left side oblique. And then back to center. Good. Make sure you're not twisting through your hips at all. The right hip stays back so you can pull through the left side. We have 3 more times here. Exhale, pull, and I feel a little shaking because I know my left oblique's a little weaker than the right one. 2 and 1. Okay. So that was that. We're going to start from the side kneeling on the second side. So I'm going to be facing away from you, but I'll still be cueing everything the same. So now I am facing the right side of my reformer. So I'm going to grab my longer loop here. I'm going to put both of my hands around the loop, push it out in front of me, press down through both of my legs, nice and tall, straight arms, and then twist towards my foot bar and twist slightly in the other direction. Good. And twist and back slightly in the other direction, trying to push evenly through both of my knees, lifting up through my body, pulling my chin slightly in towards my throat and pressing out through the top of my head. Good. Let's do 2 more here. This is a really good one for people who play rotational sports like tennis or golf, or just people who have slight imbalances on each side of the body, which is pretty much all of us. We're going to take now, it'll be our left hand, and I'm going to grab onto the long loop, but you can always do the shorter loop if you're feeling that. And you're going to pull open. So this is the one where you're like backhanding somebody or doing like a back serve. And you might even be able to see my left shoulder blade and how it might be winging out slightly. I'm trying my best. That's all we can do, right? And I'm trying to move just from my arm bone inside the shoulder joint. So I'm trying to keep the shoulder in about the same place and just move from here. Let's do 2 more times. 2 and 1. Whew, okay. I'm going to take this loop over my elbow here, take my hands behind my head, push your head back into your hands, and then I'm going to dip over to the side and back up nice and tall. And over to the side and back up nice and tall. Let's do 2 and 1. Okay. I'm up tall here. I'm going to pivot towards my foot bar and then back to center. And pivot. Oh, and back to center. That feels so good for the shoulders. Pull them together as you reach your elbows wide apart. Push down through both of your knees. Pull up through the navel so your hips can become more neutral. 1 more time here. Okay. We're going to take this loop off of the elbow. We're going to go into that lower body series because this is total body, full body, head to toe. So I'm on my right forearm now. My hips are going to be just kind of straight up from my elbow. I'm going to take this longer loop, and now it's going to go over top of my left foot here. Okay. And I'm going to scoot back a little bit just so I have enough space. Okay. So I'm going to push my straight leg away from me, trying to fully extend hip over hip. pushing the carriage away and making sure that my right side ribs can rotate forward. And then let your straight leg reach right out in front of you. Whew. Good. And then press. We have 3 more of these. And 2. This is 2. And then 1 more time. Okay. My leg is out and away. I'm going to bend my knee in towards my body. And then press out nice and long, and make sure your heel, you're trying to get it in that straight line the whole time. Because if your leg stays slightly in front of your hip, you're not getting into full extension, which is the opening at the front of the hip. And that's what really engages our glutes. So you're going to push away. Let's do 2 more. Already feeling this side a little bit. And the good thing about the second side is you kind of feel from the first side, which is super fun. Okay. So I'm going to reach this leg forward. We're going to go into our bicycle here. I'm going to bend my knee. My femur stays in the same place. Push away. And then straight out in front here. And bend it in. I'm thinking pull my heel towards my butt. Push out and away. And take my leg right out in front. Okay. We're going to reverse it. We're going to press it down. We're going to bend it in. And then out. And pull. And bend. And out, and pull. Okay, last thing we got is those circles. So our leg is going to reach out. You're going to turn it out slightly and then sweep it up, out, around, and down 2 more times. I'm trying so hard to stay lifted up and out of my hips. 1 more time in this direction. And then we're going to reverse it. Whew, do you see how I sped up through that hard part right there? Up, down, around, and in front of you. 2 more times this way. Up, around, and forward. Okay, last one. Good. Whew, nice. Oh, that was tough. I'm going to take that loop off. So, that was our full body reformer flow in a neat little circle there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more reformer Pilates videos for you guys. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down so I know not to make a video like this again. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I make new videos every Monday and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So go ahead and subscribe to that so you don't miss out on any of my new stuff. And see you next time.